What makes a person instantly attractive? Write in the comments what you think about this. Enjoy the show. Story 1. Humor. It changed so much. But in general, I think a lot of people are like that. But for me, it is really extreme. When I think someone is nice, then I just see the beautiful parts of their face. And if someone is mean, and especially bullies, always look so ugly to me. If someone is mean, then I can't notice any pretty facial features. I only see flaws. If someone is funny and just a great person, then I can't see any flaws, and I just notice all the kind-looking and beautiful-looking things. All of my friends are so beautiful for me. Men I dated often weren't my type in the beginning, but because I knew how much that would change for me, I never had that condition that I find the person attractive before going on a date. If someone asked me, then I gave them a change. And no matter how they looked, if they were kind and considerate, then at the end of the day, I found them to be so attractive and handsome. My husband is the most beautiful, handsome man that I've ever known. We were in middle school together in the same class, and the first year I never talked to him and never really noticed him. I probably would have said he is not my type, but it just happened that we started a conversation once, and from one day to the next I thought he was so damn attractive. After that, I always noticed him instantly when entering a room, and I couldn't relate to not noticing his beauty and not seeing him that way before. Now I'm glad to call him my husband and the father of my daughter. He just gets more attractive every day. It's so attractive to see the man you love become a father or being great with kids in general. Seeing him being kind to everyone is something I find so sexy. I love how open he is. I definitely think the most attractive things all come from the character. For me personally, if you start to love the character, then the outside appearance will soon follow. Story 2. Enthusiasm. I despise it when people suggest doing something, agree to do something, and don't actually do it, lol. This applies to lots of areas of life, but the easiest example is that I would way prefer someone over competitive at a board game than someone who just wants to get it over with. Story 3. Nothing. A solid basis must be there, and one last element might trigger slim attraction or make you realize it. But if someone is absolutely not attractive to you, there is not a single and unique thing that can change your whole perception. Like, you see a person, you don't like the face, body, moral values, lifestyle. You are not attracted at all. And suddenly, because of one thing, one behavior, the non-attraction would be reversed. Story 4. Organized and puts effort into keeping things organized. Expectedly, the most organized people tend to have great handwriting, and unexpectedly, they cook. Does anyone know a correlation? Could it be that being organized makes following the directions easier and makes cooking more attractive? Story 5. A person becomes instantly attractive when they have a genuine smile and show kindness to others. It's the way they treat people with respect and how they carry themselves with confidence. For example, if someone holds the door open for you and gives you a warm smile, you can't help but feel drawn to them. It's those little gestures that make all the difference. Story 6. I can predict without checking that Reddit users will upvote anyone saying sense of humor, followed by users' comments full of puns. The truth? Money, at least in America. There's no other reason attractive people would be with Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, etc. They're hideous. Story 7. The part of the brain that's responsible for instant attraction is below the level of the conscious mind and doesn't communicate in language. So unfortunately, whatever we say is instantly attractive is mostly a made-up story we tell ourselves to try to explain why we feel the way we do about a particular person at a particular time. It's either there or it's not. Enjoy it when it's there. Story 8. Intelligence, empathy, compassion, and a great sense of humor. Oh, damn. The first and the third are what attracted me to my girlfriend in the immediate interactions we had when we met by random chance in the summer of 2008. I learned about the second thing as I got to know her more. She is smarter than me by a long shot. I selfishly benefit from that because I get to learn so many things from her, especially given that she is a natural fit as a teacher, and she has a seamless proclivity to relay information and knowledge by the means of who she is as a person and how she articulately speaks. She would argue against this if I posited the same statement to her and say that I yield the equivalent values. But that's just from me having varying life experiences I'm able to touch on, and not from any inherent intelligence. She's a remarkable, well-read woman with so many well-rounded ideas and a beautiful mind to back it up. I'm not sure when I recognized her natural occurring penchant for being compassionate. I would say it's from the way I noticed her looking out for others way back when, worrying about their outcomes as people and being inclusive/considerate with her. There's always room at the table mentality. A great sense of humor is subjective. She and I laugh over things other people would find odd, boring, or generally non-humorous. But our shared humor is a perfect clash of flavors. It's zany, all over the place, goofy, oftentimes silly, offbeat, and all things perfect in my lens. Story 9. Instant attractiveness often stems from a combination of physical appearance, behavior, and personality traits. According to my point of view, these are the factors that contribute to immediate appeal. Confident smile, eye contact, physical appearance, body language, kindness, voice. These factors combined can create a powerful first impression and contribute to instant attractiveness. Story 10. Instantly attractive? If I think they look good. This means nothing if they don't have a good personality, though. And on the flip side, if I'm not particularly attracted to you at first glance, you can become more so through showing attractive character qualities. Story 11. Not having a big ego, humility, honesty, being kind to others, in general, not only when it benefits them directly, empathy, for example, including others in conversation when they seem left out, confidence, personal hygiene, a good sense of humor, and having a fat ass. Story 12. When they can face things with a smile and reframe seemingly bad situations into good ones. Basically a positive mindset, not something too unrealistic like my entire family just died and I'm 40,000 in debt, life is so cool, but like, I failed at this but I learned from it, or this experience taught me something important or opened up a new path in life I never expected. Also nice hair. Pretty sure my attraction depends like 65% on someone's haircut. Story 13. When she can sing. I don't know why, but when a woman can sing good, I instantly fall in love. Also, I find it attractive if a woman is intelligent, is modest, or has a good sense of humor. But even if she has those traits, I need to be physically attracted to her. If she can sing, it doesn't really matter how she looks like. Of course, there are limitations. Story 14. Somebody that's interesting. You can have a conversation about a subject that lasts longer than 2 minutes. Oh, an ass like, I kid, really, it's something that you either have or you don't. It's the right smile at the right tone or the look when your eyes meet. Good luck at there. Story 15. One thing that makes a person instantly attractive is confidence. When someone is comfortable in their own skin, it radiates and draws others in. A genuine smile, good sense of humor, and the ability to actively listen and engage in conversations also play a big role. Being kind and showing empathy can make someone very appealing, as it creates a sense of warmth and connection. Ultimately, it's a combination of these qualities that can make someone stand out and be instantly attractive to others. Story 16. Sense of humor and the confidence to have their own opinions and articulate them well. Best relationship I ever had was with a woman who didn't align with me on many things politically, but she was intelligent and someone I respected very much. She helped change my way at looking at quite a few things, and the more time passes, the more I realize how amazing that was. Story 17. Someone who doesn't take a disagreement and turn it into a fight. A lot of people take disagreement as a personal attack, and instead of trying to solve the disagreement or explain their point of view to compare and contrast for a bit of eye-opening, they just get angry and defensive. It's like people don't know how to have an actual argument anymore. They always turn into fights somehow. Story 18. Intelligence, humility, humor, social awareness, being able to read a room, understand what isn't appropriate. Kindness, generosity, joviality, hopefulness, passions, hobbies, things they care about. A sense of self/self-worth. There's more, but those are the big ones. If you can find someone with all those things and they want to be with you, then consider yourself blessed, my friend, because everything else is dust and ashes. Story 19. Unexpected level of intelligence, and when your humor and that person's humor matches. Can't stay mad at people who makes you smirk at the smallest things. But also when they are confronted on being wrong, how do they act? Being able to actually have a conversation is actually so attractive. Story 20. As long as I find a base attraction to a guy, his personality is what really makes me attracted to him. I melt for guys who are confident and flirty and goofy, but are total honorable, kind guys. Kindness, honesty, and empathy are the most important things. Now, in terms of base attraction, there's a wide range of guys I find attractive, many of which are far removed from the below listed. But long-haired, masculine, pretty boys turn my head the fastest. TSU. Think Tanner Buchanan, young MMPR years, Jason David Frank, Jason Ralph, Brenton Thwaites, Gigi Heroes era, Milo Ventimiglia, Jared Padalecki, etc. LOL. Story 21. A person who can be themselves. One who can just carry a conversation with a person and be a good listener as well, instead of staring blankly because they are concentrating on what others around them are saying. It just gives, I know myself well enough and can have been making good decisions in life. To me, that's sexy. Story 22. A person that loves cats. I personally am a cat lover. Although dogs are cute, I couldn't personally handle one. I feel like cats have a bad rep for being unloving assholes, but people who genuinely love cats are very attractive to me because they're so sweet with them. Story 23. An amazing fragrance. Some say overspraying turns people off. If it's a really good scent, overspray that shit for dating. Nothing is better than smelling someone's delicious fragrance while just hanging out with them. Not smelling bad shouldn't be the bar. Story 24. Humor, always and every time. If you have crooked-ass teeth and be overweight, but can have me crying from laughter, I want to be with you. Legit happened to me. This short, chubby woman at call center I worked at used to crack jokes a lot, and she had just the right humor that spoke to me. I initially thought she was really unattractive. After spending an evening with her at a friend's party, I was down bad. She was hysterical. Always humor for me. Your body means zero if you ain't got a brain or personality, and humor really is the marriage of those two things. Story 25. Compassion and kindness to other humans and to animals. A sense of wonder and curiosity. A sense of humor. Joyful and not at the expense of others. And a genuine and humble vibe. Edit. I just described my husband, haha. We were best friends for years before we dated, and it clicked that he had literally every quality I hoped for in a partner. And then we realized we also had chemistry. Story 26. Humility, kindness, empathy, patience, intelligence, curiosity, just being a good person. I want to imagine being able to be locked in a room with this person for an entire week. How would being around them affect me? Would I be happier at the end having the opportunity to have shared their company? Story 27. Being open-minded about conversation topics. I find it very attractive when I find someone who can talk about, so to speak, controversial or typically awkward subjects with the same tone as if I asked them what their favorite color is. I wouldn't say that it's a deal breaker if you don't, but I'm literally studying a microbiology degree as we speak. Like, I'd prefer someone who I can talk to about cool pathogens or funky body facts without them being grossed out by it. Story 28. When people don't reveal themselves to be ignorant and in a full Dunning-Kruger-esque mania thinking that they both find intelligence attractive, believe they have an iota of ability to assess someone's intelligence, let alone someone smarter than they are. It's all personality. That's all it ever was. Liking intelligent people is the equivalent of liking Big Bang Theory and thinking you appreciate the superior intellect of the actors in that show compared to others. Story 29. I love how all these responses are trying to claim its personality traits that most people wouldn't even notice. Let's be real. The true answer is a big ol' set of bahonka honkas, some great auga boingy ba-doings, some whoppin' golly whompers. I know y'all know what I mean. A big beautiful set of eyes. Story 30. It's a moment. You know how someone always laughs at your jokes, but you can tell it's forced? When that person really laughs at something you say, that's so fucking hot. IDK how else to explain it, but you kind of cross the awkward flirting stage and enter the holy shit you actually like me stage. Story 31. These comments are delusional. Look at who people initially choose to be with, and that's who they're attracted to, not intellectually what they say. Kind, considerate, etc., aka the nice guy. Instead, many women, unfortunately, pick the bad guy because he's a little bit exciting and dangerous, only to find out he's a jerk. Or men choose the woman who has the stereotypical large breast and blonde hair or other stereotypical beauty features, only to discover they're not compatible and their likes and dislikes. Now, over time, people may mature and choose someone to be attracted to their type, but don't tell me all those divorces and breakups aren't due to stupid choices. Story 32. People who naturally treat others with respect and dignity. Make people laugh and feel comfortable. Conversely, people who are cold and disrespectful to people, or worse, only certain kinds of people, and tend to make people closed off and uncomfortable. Very unattractive. Story 33. Passion about something. I went on a museum date with a girl who used to be a history major. We came across some Meiji-era Japanese armor and weapons, and she spent 25 minutes telling me all about the history of the weapons and how they were used. I couldn't stop thinking about how absurdly attracted I was in that moment. Story 34. Chicks will name a bunch of shit that makes them feel like decent human beings, but data shows it's the same 20% of guys getting all the clam on dating apps. That being said, be 6 feet tall, white, and in great shape, or an exceptionally good-looking black guy, although the quality of women you meet will be lower. That's what they find attractive according to the math. Story 34. There's absolutely no relation to sense of humor and intelligence. My sister-in-law thought it would be smart to let her 6-year-old son get on a dirt bike and pull it up to the ramps on the tailgate without a helmet. She assumed he would ease off the throttle as he got closer to the ramp. Well, guess what? He cracked his fucking head open. The only thing that came out my mouth was, he and kids his age can't even keep macaroni and cheese on the plate. Why the fuck would you think his mind is developed enough to know when to slow down? Long story short, my sister-in-law laughs all the time. Typically will make a joke out of everything. Honestly, to me, she's fucking obnoxious and annoying. But hey, everyone is different. She honestly has the biggest sense of humor I've ever known anyone to have, but she's the biggest fucking dingbat dumbass broad I've ever known in my life. Story 35. Being a good conversationalist, both the active listening and the contributing. It's so attractive to me when someone is attentive and engaged like that. It shows me they care enough to be present and pay attention, and they have an intellect. I especially love witty, teasing banter or passionate discussions about special interests or deep topics. IDKY, but that kind of interaction will plant someone in my head as attractive in a way that's much more long-lasting than surface-level looks. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Be sure to write comments and share your stories.